We are in historic days. The peace agreement with the UAE opens a new era for peace in the Middle East. I was excited to see a few days ago a little girl in UAE. She's wearing a blouse with the flag of Israel and the flag of the UAE. And I was excited to see another little girl playing Hatikva, the Israeli anthem, in the UAE. Who would believe it? But I believed. I spoke a few days ago with the representatives of the Jewish community in Dubai. What excitement that was. One of them told me that he remembers that I was in a very famous debate in the university. And I remember then that I spoke about the peace that's going to be in the Middle East, a different kind of peace. But this kind of peace, soon we will be able, all of us, to fly to Abu Dhabi and Dubai, and they will be able to fly here. The fruits of peace are many, and this peace is going to expand to other countries as well. Tomorrow we're hosting here in Jerusalem my friend, the Secretary of State Pompeo, and we will discuss the entire peace prospects in the area. We're talking about peace with other states, and I think there'll be many more states, and in the very near future. Can you do me a favor? Just shut the door so we'll have more states with peace. We'll shut the door here, but we'll open a door in other places. These important developments are a direct result of the policy that I am leading for the past 2 decades. Some people call it the doctrine of Netanyahu, and I'll say it simply. Peace for peace, peace out of power. Economic power of a free trade economy, a military, technological power that we are planning parallelly, and political power, which is the combination of the two. The peace with the UAE will bring about prosperity in many aspects: tourism, technology, fighting against corona, health, medicine, energy, water, agriculture, in infrastructure. They are interested to invest in the state of Israel, and there will be huge investments. And that's important because that produces workplaces, employment, it makes livelihood, and this is always important, but it is much more important during the coronavirus period. And in this period, we are doing many things, many additional things in order to keep your health, your life, and your livelihood. We prolonged the period of allowances until June 2021. Same for leave of absence. And we gave loans and we gave allowances to businesses, to self-employed. We encouraged businesses to take back their employees. We started opening the culture world, and we started opening the skies. We gave allowances to soldiers who were discharged from the army, and we'll do more. And I want to tell you something. I'm not sure you hear it in the media. The steps we're taking, I'm sure you're not hearing it in the media. The steps we're taking brought Israel to a very good place vis-à-vis other countries. Our situation, our economic today is half the problems than the other European countries have. And this is during the coronavirus. There's unemployment all over the world, in Europe, in the United States. And I want to tell you that despite all that, I know that this is a very difficult period. I go to the marketplace, I go to businesses, and I speak to your representatives, and I know it's very difficult now. It's not simple. And I don't just say, okay, for what we did, but I keep working on new plans. We're working around the clock. I kept saying all the time that national responsibility compels streaming money into our economy. And Therefore, out of this national responsibility, I decided this evening to accept the compromise proposal of MK Hausner. This offer enables us to stream money immediately to the citizens, to the economy of the State of Israel, and that prevents the need for elections. And this compromise calls about approving a special budget that will enable us to stream money already for the opening of the academic school year, to help people to go back to their workplace, for the security, for the welfare and health, to all areas. And this compromise offer is the right answer to the economy of Israel at this time. This is the time for unity. It's not time for elections. And you have to stop already having one government inside another. I open the radio, the television now, and I hear wild attacks on the Prime Minister, on me. And I say, who is this one? The opposition. He said, no, this is out of the government, out of blue and white. And I say, enough with it already, enough. Either we work together or we don't. I suggest we work together. I suggest we're going to unite towards these very large missions ahead of us, saving lives, keeping your health, keeping your livelihood, citizens of Israel, keeping security in all areas, and obtaining more historic peace agreements with states in the area. And I say something simple. Let's unite and work together for the sake of these very important goals. Is Channel 20 here? You can start with the questions if you want. Okay. Mr. Prime Minister, such a step of passing the bill of the budget will bring about the joining of the Yamina party to the government. We are now preventing elections, and I think that accepting the offer that I received last night, and I thought Benny Gantz was accepting it last night, and all of a sudden today he's not. Somebody is against it. I'm saying, first of all, if we accept this offer, this problem is over. I said long ago that I call upon Yamina to join the government. They have to be part of the government. They have to contribute. They have to work with us, because to shout from the tribune is very easy, but they have to come in and do the job. It was right then, and it's right today. Channel 12. Two questions, with your permission. First of all, MKs from your parties said in the radio today that Gantz is not fit to be Prime Minister. Did you hear this? What do you think about it? And also, do you stand behind the agreement you signed in November that in 21 you're going to give Gantz the government? First of all, these statements are much more moderate than what they say about me in blue and white. So calm down. Enough with this government within a government against the government. One cannot work that way. I think it's a natural reaction of people that keep hearing all the time the members of blue and white accusing the Prime Minister inside the government. Enough already. I think that if we work together, then all the plans and all the agreements will happen, but it only depends on blue and white. Channel 13. According to the poll of Channel 13, a lot of the people think that you make your political decisions according to your personal issues. Is half of the population, are they wrong? And another question, do Gantz and the other people in blue-white are hearing your agreement to the compromise? Then tell us, how come it's not such a low number? The whole media is completely mobilized. So first of all, they said that Netanyahu wants elections because of personal reasons, and now I promise to you that they'll say that I do not want elections because of personal reasons. Even if I get the Nobel Prize, they will people ask who paid for the flight. I am saying we can never please everybody. The only thing we can do is we have to do what's right to do. And what's right to do at the moment is not to go for elections. It's to stream immediately this budget, as I wanted all the time. And I'm very happy that we've had this offer, and I accepted it. About blue and white, did they accept it? I understood that they accepted it. Now I heard that they didn't. I don't know. They do not report to me. I do not report to them. I'm telling you that for the public, I am saying here, I am ready to accept the offer. I hope they do too. We hear that the negotiation team are refusing to freeze the appointment of the chief of police. And the other question, are you committing yourself that in 3 months' time you're not going to hold elections? I'm very surprised by what you're saying. I never say. By the way, I have no intention neither to appoint a chief of police or the attorney general. That's a tale. Just to say things. I want to understand, not if I'm going to appoint, how is Nissenkorn going to appoint? He can, the Minister of Justice, because we just discovered that when the eve of his becoming a Minister of Justice, they hid from the public that the Attorney General closed a file that he had in the police. Under the table. Why didn't they tell the public that Nissenkorn's case was closed? Why? Why all of a sudden they replaced Tropper? He was supposed to be Minister of Justice. All of a sudden it became Nissenkorn. Is there a conflict of interest here? Because that's what it sounds like. That the Attorney General is closing the file, and then the other one appoints whatever he wants. Is it accidental? I can tell you that had it been somebody from the right, wow, God knows what would have happened. You would have a file 700,000. Immediately they would open a case. So I don't want this preaching to me from these people. They're talking about the gatekeepers. How did they hide from the public these amazing things? And why don't you make reportages about it here in your studios? Why don't you comment about it in your television channels? I am not going to appoint. The question is, who is going to appoint? That's a good question. What about the second question about the elections? I said, if we work in harmony, and that's what I call them to do, if we work in harmony, there won't be a government within a government. This government has finished her post the way it was planned before, in the conditions that were agreed upon. Jared Kushner said today that the agreement with the UAE raised the chance of selling them F-35s. You said initially it was fake news. Can you tell us about the gap between what the Americans are saying and what you're saying? And if it is what the Americans are saying, why didn't the public know about it here? There's no conflict because the peace agreement between Israel and the UAE did not include any agreement of Israel to the deal of the F-35. They didn't say we have a deal or we don't have a deal. Can you agree? No. I came back and I said, what was our traditional position? Nothing changed. And I want to tell you more. You know, people think that this is a secret because for the left, it's very difficult to believe that you do peace for peace or that you do peace without giving up territories. They don't understand how it's possible. Once I said, if you didn't evacuate, then you did nothing. Because I didn't evacuate, they think I didn't do, but I did. And how? I have been working on this peace for many years, and I've been working about the contact with the UAE for many years, and we did a lot of things with them for many years. It's not something that came all of a sudden, popped up, and then there was a deal. They've been asking for these F-35s for many years, and our position is consistent. But what did change, if you want to know when it changed, when it really became tight, after they saw how I stood facing the entire world, regarding the nuclear deal, which was dangerous from Iran, and I was ready And we're ready now to struggle against Iran's aggression anywhere, close, far, and we're doing it. And I want to tell you, anybody who criticizes us about the planes, these are the people that agreed to this nuclear agreement. They were ready to withdraw to 67 lines and to evacuate 100,000 Jews, put us in jeopardy. That's why I really take care of the Israeli security. This deal had nothing to do with this agreement. The fact that the Americans want to do it, it's their problem, not ours. This is our position. And I said it to them. Thank you. Thank you very much.